Hi, Barry here. It's Sunday afternoon when I'm recording this. You are going to be seeing this on Monday because I'm sending out a mail to you about a new product which has been launched just now, and I want to tell you why you should definitely, absolutely definitely consider getting hold of it. Certainly, if you use Getresponse or MailChimp as your preferred email marketing provider, and maybe if you use Aweber, and I'll talk about the maybe in a minute, but let me just explain what this puts into your hands, the power that this will give you, and how you can absolutely multiply your income from your email marketing efforts. See, most people, let's just have a look at this whiteboard here. Let me draw it out for you. Most people get people on their list via a lead magnet. Okay, it could be a report, it could be a bit of software, whatever that you give away to entice people on, and you will have several lists, okay, coming from that. All right, so several lists, several lead magnets. Each one you'll start a new list. This is how I used to do it, and how most people tend to do it. And what you'll then do is you'll say, okay, these people are all subscribers, and then hopefully you're going to have some products in here somewhere in these follow-up sequences, maybe a one-time offer or something that people see, and these people you're going to take off that list and put on your buyers list. Okay, and so you know then that you've got buyers. Okay, you haven't that's it, you know that you've got buyers. Now, it's a good idea to have a buyers list. And why is it a good idea to have a buyers list? You know, what's the difference? Well, a buyer has demonstrated two things. Number one, they've demonstrated that they can pay. They've got a credit card or PayPal account and they can actually buy something from you. You're not from some country somewhere where they can't pay you. Okay, and the second thing that they've demonstrated is that they're willing to invest in their business. If they see something of value that they can use, they're going to buy it because they bought something from you. Okay, so let me give you an idea of why that's important and why you should treat these people differently. If I go out into a city near to me and I go to a restaurant I've never been before, I'm sure I'll get fabulous food and I'm sure I'll get fabulous service, okay? And it will be nice. And I might decide to go back there again. If, on the other hand, I went back to a restaurant where I've been before and I go frequently, chances are they're going to stick an extra half a litre of wine on the table or some garlic bread or something, because, you know, I'm a repeat business customer and they want to retain my custom. You know, if they don't do that, I might go eat at other restaurants more often. Okay, so once you've got a customer, you want that customer to buy off you again and again and again. Otherwise, what's the point? Okay, so that's the reason why you're building a buyers list and segmenting them off, just in case you're a bit confused about that. So let me just rub this bit out here, because here's what I want you to imagine. Okay, I want you to imagine that in your business you set up two basic lists. Okay, two basic lists: a subscriber list and a buyers list. Okay, so when you have your lead magnet, what you should do is have an autoresponder sequence, okay, which will take people through some of your products. You should have products of your own that you want to sell. Why? Well, first of all, you want to make money. And the second reason is that you want to find out who in these in this list, these people coming into your list, are buyers. Okay, so you do that, and what most people do is, oh, so and so here has bought a something I've promoted in there, so I'm going to add him to my buyers list. Now that may be done through Warrior Plus or JV Zoo, you know, in the back end there. It may be that you've got a membership site that adds people onto that buyers list, and so now this person is on this list. Okay, and he's also on your buyers list. So he might be getting two lots of emails from you, which pisses people off. Okay, so you can't really move them off of this list unless you get them to subscribe again and onto a general subscriber list. So you've got to keep them on this list, and this is the only way that you know what they're interested in. Because let's say this is a video-based lead magnet, a report on how to do video marketing. Then the problem is there that you've got to keep them on that list, otherwise you don't get that interest. There are ways of tagging people in autoresponders, but it tends to be a little bit clunky. Okay, let me show you what is possible. Okay, imagine if you have this autoresponder sequence and nobody buys anything. What you can do then at the end of this sequence is that you can move those people off of that list and subscribe them to this general subscribers list without them having to opt in or do anything. Okay. Now, the other thing that you can do is when they get onto this list, you can tag them. And they're tagged with this V tag, okay? We can tag them here as well, the V, right? So you know that they're a subscriber, they haven't bought anything from you, but they're interested in video. Now, here's the other neat thing that you can do if you've got the right tool, right? You can make a copy of this email address for buyers. Okay, can't really write with a mouse, but you get the idea. And what you do on this other mail is you'd have at least those two mails. So if somebody bought something here, you could take them off of this list, this one here, and add them to this list without them having to opt in. All happens behind the scenes. They don't even know, okay? And they're going to get the same mail here, mail 2, but they're now on a buyer's list. And they go through this list, and then at the end of it, they're seamlessly added to your buyer's list and tagged with a V. Okay, so that's pretty neat, yeah? That means that you are automatically, and all of your broadcast emails, right, the ones there is a new launch or something like that happening, you wouldn't send to any of these lists. You'd only send to this list and this list. And then these people, I'm getting fed up of getting email after email, sometimes more than once a day from you, which is another reason why they don't subscribe. But it goes further than that. Oh yes. What about if this person joined this list, they bought a product here, right, and they went onto this list here, and in email 2 you're selling another product, and they click but they don't buy. So they go to the sales page and take a look, but they don't actually purchase. What you could have happen then is that you could have them taken off that list and put on another list, and the first email is, we noticed that you went to our sales page but you didn't buy, and we wondered, is it because the price is too high? If so, we've got some really good deals for you here for a light version. Okay, and if they click that link, they can get taken to a page with the reduced price on, or the light version, or whatever. And you could also have another follow-up as well, saying, we noticed you didn't buy again. Maybe you'd like to email us back and explain what it is that's stopping you, and maybe we can fix it. Okay, if you don't want to do that, it doesn't matter. If they buy here, okay, you still want them to go back onto this list, and you can set that to all of this to happen automatically. And similarly there. So either they buy yes, and they get put back on this list, or they buy no, and they still get put back on this list, but you give them another shot. How powerful is that? Okay, how powerful is that? So now you can see how you can multiply. So rather than having these people come to the end of this sequence and just staying there and then just blasting them with a shotgun, you can target market to these people and really create a rapport with them. Okay, they're going to say, hey, that's nice. He's following up for me and he wants to know some feedback. Why didn't I buy? Maybe I can help. Maybe you can help tip the balance. Maybe they didn't have the money then, and they have to come back next week or something. And you can say, great, cool. Look here, bookmark this page and come back next week, and you can complete the payment then. And you could always just have them have a note to remind them about it. But at the end of the day, they're all going to get put on this buyers list. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? But what about these people over here, these subscribers? Okay, first of all, these people over here are important because they've got the ability to pay, and they are investing in their business. So we're going to treat those people well. What about these people over here? Well, these people are now on the broadcast list here, and they're going to get sent to other people's offers. Okay, you're going to be sending them to affiliate offers. The problem with that is that you are then going to put them on other people's buyers lists. But what if there's a way of also adding them to your buyers list? Now, with the tools that we're talking about today, all of this is possible, and all of this is made extremely simple. Okay? And this is why you should take this product really, really seriously. I've just touched the tip of the iceberg with some of the things you can do in this demonstration. You can do loads more. Now, the important thing to remember is, that thing where they say the average subscriber is worth $1 to you? So if you've got a list of 5,000 people, it's worth $5,000 a month to you. Normally, if you were just putting people on a list and taking them there, then hit them with a shotgun, that is not going to happen. If you are doing this, that is small. You can maximize your efforts. I mean, this is just a small example of what you can do. So, just now, I'm going to go and talk to you individually, because some of you are Getresponse users, some of you are Aweber users, and I've got a different message for each of you, because there is another product out there which I use for Aweber. So it's not available for Getresponse. So the screen's going to turn around now, and I'm going to talk to you Getresponse people, and I'm going to talk to you Aweber people separately. Okay, stay tuned, stay tuned. Okay, so how do we do all that lovely segmenting stuff with Getresponse? Well, up until very recently, you couldn't do most of it. There are some automation things inside of Getresponse, and when I was a Getresponse user, I did look at them. I could never really get them to work properly, and they were fairly limited. If you wanted to have massive automation like I just showed you on that whiteboard, then you need to go and get an Aweber account and use Aweber. There is something called Active Campaign, which is another email marketing provider, but it doesn't like affiliate links, so you might as well not bother with it. So if you want full massive automation, your only choice up until now has been go to Aweber and use an external tool called AW Pro Tools. But today, my mate Miso has brought out a plugin which brings some of that automation to Getresponse users as well. For the first time, as far as I'm aware, you can now start to segment your lists and move people from one list to another based on smart links that trigger things using your Getresponse account. Now, let me show you a little bit about it. It is a WordPress plugin, and it has the interface there in the back end. What you do is you can use it with Aweber and MailChimp as well, but we're talking about Getresponse now. What you do is you link it to your Getresponse. That takes like seconds to do, and it pulls the information in, and you can start then to create smart links, okay? And also you can start to manage your lists inside of this tool as well. So how do you start? Well, if you've got a list in there, let's say you've got a general subscribers list that you're going to want to move to another list. what you'd do is you'd create a link first, a smart link. So you'd enter your link text and a description of your link, okay? That's just so you know what it is when you go back into here and look through them. Let's unclick that for a moment. You put the destination URL in here, so that could be where you want people to go after clicking your link. And then you choose which list is your source list, and you see it preloads them all here. And then which list is your destination list. So which list you want them moved from and which list you want them moved to. You can then enter a cycle number, which means that if there's an autoresponder sequence on that list, you can tell it where to place them. So you might want them coming halfway through that or somewhere different, you know. So that will put them into a sequence somewhere. And then you can tell it how many days you want this list to remain active before it expires. If you leave it blank, it will always stay active. And you generate it and you get a link created for you. Okay, you can also do it on a trigger, but this only works in the blog that you are in. But I'll show you a way around. You can use that in a moment. But so if you wanted to add a trigger, that will mean that they are moved from that list onto another one when that trigger actually happens. And that means that they have to visit a page or a post, and you get the page or post ID number and you place it in here. Okay, so that would be a trigger. Now, if you're sending them to something else outside of this blog, you would create a page or a post, and you'd have it, you can get a redirect plugin. So you'd have it immediately redirect to where you want them to go, but it would fire the trigger. So you can do the same thing for pages and things outside of this blog installation. Okay, so that's how you make a smart link in here, and that's how it can be made. So basically what you do there is, you've got a sales page, for example, that you send people to. You create one smart link for that to show that people have clicked, and then you could have like a little follow-up sequence for people that have clicked the sales page. You could put a trigger on the thank you page, which would move them off the list that they went onto when they clicked the link, so they don't get the hey you didn't buy messages. So you could do that kind of looping system with these smart links. So what you do with this, you'd create lots of different smart links, all doing lots of different automations. So and lots of different triggers. So it would there's a lot of scope in here over and above just the basic automation that you get in Getresponse. You can also manage your lists in here. You can see all the stats for your list. You can do all sorts of things there. You can bulk move people from one list to another. So if you want to tidy up your whole Getresponse thing and you just want to create one standard subscriber list for everybody that's finished an autoresponder sequence in all the other lists, you can do that. You can do it inside here. You just click on those subscribers, tell it where you want them moving, and it will bulk move them. Okay, so that's another really great tool that you can use this within this this plugin. Okay, so it will enable you to do all of this behind the scenes. Most of it is automated, so you don't have to worry about going in and doing anything once you've got everything set up in here. Okay, so the price of this is ridiculously low. There is no other segmenting tool for Getresponse that does this kind of thing, as far as I'm aware at this point in time. And the price is ridiculously cheap. So what I would say to you, if you are a Getresponse user and you want to put, if you want to get more bang for your buck for the traffic that you send into your Getresponse account, okay, so if you're paying 50 cents to subscribe, you really want to maximize that, use this, okay? Get those automations set up inside Getresponse. It's going to cost you very, very little to buy this plugin, and it's going to cost you very little time to actually get the things set up. But once they're set up, you don't have to revisit them again. They will work on autopilot for you. So, like I said before, this is probably the first time that this sort of automation has been available for Getresponse users. So my recommendation to you is start doing some automation and buy this tool, okay? Because it's at a ridiculous no-brainer price, certainly on the launch period. I don't know what the price will be later on, but if you were looking at this while it's in the launch period, it is like pennies. So, you know, get hold of it. For the fully blown system I use in Aweber, okay, it cost me $200 a year. So, you know, you can see that this doesn't do anywhere near as much as that, but it gives you a lot of that basic automation that will really, really make a difference in your email marketing campaigns. So my recommendation, if you're a Getresponse user, definitely, absolutely get this. And even if you're a MailChimp user, definitely, absolutely get this plugin because it is a bargain. Thanks for watching.